Let me ask you something. Do you feel like you are losing in life? Like no matter how hard you try, you keep making the wrong decisions. That everyone around you seems to be moving forward, but you are stuck in the same place. If this sounds familiar, then listen carefully. Because the truth is, you are not losing because you are incapable. You are losing because you are fighting this battle all alone. Think about it. Every great king in history had a council of advisors. A king who ruled alone was destined to fail. But a king who surrounded himself with the right minds, he made better decisions and conquered everything in his path. Now here's the part most people don't realize. You are the king of your own life. Every decision you make shapes your future, whether it's your career, your mindset, or even your daily habits. And just like a king, if you have the right advisors, you will start winning. And in this video, I am going to introduce you to 5 powerful advisors that you need in your life. These are not just random people. They are specific type of individuals who will push, guide, and force you to level up. And who are these advisors? Well, that's what we are about to find out in this video. Watch till the end because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly who you need in your life. So let's get started. Advisor number 1. Every great king has someone who whispers in his ear, not only about what is happening now, but also about what will happen in the future. This is the fortune teller. They are neither magical nor do they rely on luck. Instead, they have a sharp mind, a deep understanding of patterns, and the ability to see what others cannot. Most people simply react to the world as it unfolds, following trends only when they are obvious. The fortune teller, on the other hand, sees the trend before it even begins. They anticipate shifts in power, changes in the industry, and the consequences of every move. This is why a king who has a fortune teller by his side doesn't just win battles, he wins wars. In the world of anime, Light Yagami from Death Note is the perfect example of fortune teller. While others move blindly, reacting to what's in front of them, Light is always thinking ahead. He predicts the move of his enemies, understands human behavior, and manipulates events like a master chess player. Every decision he makes is not just about the present, it's about controlling the future. And a king with a fortune teller like Light Yagami wouldn't just rule his kingdom, he would reshape it entirely to his vision. But this isn't just about anime or fiction. In the real world, fortune tellers exist too. Think of Elon Musk, whether it was electric cars, reusable rockets, or AI. He didn't just follow the crowd, he predicted where the world was heading before anyone else. So where can we find these people in real life? In the past, kings had to search their entire kingdom for advisors, but today they're just a click away. The internet is full of modern day fortune tellers, people who study markets, human psychology, and technological trends. They write blogs, record podcasts, and share insights that can change the way you see the world. Following these people, studying their thought processes, and learning from their predictions can put you ahead of 99% of people who are simply reacting to life. And a wise king doesn't just rely on a single source of information. You must gather insights from multiple perspectives, compare their predictions, and form your own understanding of the future. So a king without a fortune teller is blind to the future. He may rule today, but his kingdom will crumble tomorrow. And if you want to win in life, surround yourself with those who can see beyond the present. After this comes advisor number 2. A king may have a fortune teller to see the future, but seeing alone is not enough. Knowing what's coming means nothing if you don't have the discipline to act on it. This is where the monk comes in. The monk is the one who wakes up before everyone else, who follows a strict routine and who treats discipline not as a burden but as a way of life. And a king who surrounds himself with a monk does not procrastinate or become lazy, because in the presence of a monk there is no room for excuses, only action. In the world of anime, there is a character who fits perfectly in this role, and he's Kyojuro Rengoku. He's the definition of unbreakable discipline. He doesn't just speak about honor and responsibility, he lives by it. Every day he trains, refines his skills, and prepares for battle. Even in the face of death, he kept his commitment. He once said that if you are strong, you should help those who may be weaker than you. That is the duty of those who are born with strength. These are not just words, these are the foundation of his life. A king with a monk like Rengoku by his side will never become too comfortable because every day he is reminded that discipline is the price of greatness. But in the real world, we don't have swordsmen like Rengoku. Instead, we have people like David Goggins, who are modern day monks of discipline. A former Navy SEAL who is famous for his brutal work ethic. These men don't make excuses, they don't seek comfort, they believe that your actions define you, not your words. But let's be real, most of us won't be Navy SEALs or Demon Slayers. So where do we find these people? The truth is they're all around us. They're the ones at the gym before sunrise, the ones who never skip a day of practice, the ones who quietly work hard without needing any validation. You don't have to be best friends with them. Simply being in their presence will change you. Therefore, if you want to win in life, you must have a monk in your kingdom. A fortune teller may show you the future, but without discipline, you will never reach it. And then we meet advisor number 3. A king with vision is powerful. A king with discipline is unstoppable. But even the greatest warriors and visionaries need something crucial, and that is knowledge. Not just common sense or intuition, but the real world expertise that only comes from years of experience. This is why every king needs an expert by his side. The expert is the master of a specific field. He isn't just someone who read a few books or watched some videos. Instead, he lived through the challenges, solved problems, and made mistakes so that you don't have to. When a king faces a challenge beyond his understanding, the expert is the one who steps forward with wisdom. They know what works and, more importantly, what doesn't. Senku Ishigami from the anime Dr. Stone is the perfect example of an expert. In the anime, when the world is turned to stone and the civilization is reset to zero, everyone else panicked, but not Senku. He rebuilds the society from ground up using his vast knowledge of science. He doesn't rely on luck or raw strength. Instead, he understands how things work. Need to make antibiotics? He's got a plan. Need electricity? He builds a power source. Need a strategy to outthink an enemy? He calculates every possible outcome. His entire philosophy is built on one thing, and that is, with science we can conquer anything. If a king had Senku on his council, there would be no challenge too great to overcome, because he would always have a solution to it. But the real world doesn't have Senku. Instead, we have lawyers who understand the complexities of legal system, doctors who can diagnose and treat diseases, and financial planners who can build your wealth. But there is a problem, and that is most people ignore them. They trust their instincts, make impulsive decisions, and refuse to seek expert advice until it's too late. You don't want to be that kind of a ruler. If you are making a major financial move, consult a financial advisor. If you are dealing with mental struggles, talk to a therapist. However, not all experts are always correct. Even the greatest of them can be deceived. This is why a king seeks advice from several experts rather than just one. He double checks advice and then makes informed decisions. So if you want to win in life, don't just rely on guesswork. Surround yourself with experts. Let their years of experience work to your advantage. A king who listens to experts doesn't just avoid mistakes, he turns knowledge into power and power into victory. Advisor number 4. A king with vision, discipline, and expertise is powerful. But if his mind is closed and if he rejects ideas just because they don't fit within his current understanding, he will never rise beyond what he currently knows. This is why a king needs a shaman. The shaman doesn't deal with cold, hard facts. He operates in the realm of ideas, philosophy, and spiritual understanding. He challenges the rigid way you see the world and questions, what if things aren't as they seem? He teaches you that not every answer is logical, not every problem has a straight solution, and sometimes the path forward is the one that seems the most unusual. And there is no better example of a shaman than Jiraiya from the anime Naruto. He is not just a fighter or a strategist, he is a seeker of wisdom. He wanders the world, learning from different cultures, understanding different philosophies, and accepting the unknown. When Naruto is consumed by revenge and anger, Jiraiya doesn't just train him in jutsu, he also expands his mind. He teaches him to control his emotions, to see beyond the simple idea of good and evil, and to understand the complexities of the world. A king with a shaman like Jiraiya doesn't just react to the world, instead he understands it on a deeper level. But in real life, where do we find shaman? Unlike monks or experts, they don't have a clear titles or positions. You will find them in the pages of philosophy books or in the words of poets. Even Elon Musk, one of our time's greatest visionaries, often cites Douglas Adams, a science fiction writer, as one of his biggest influences. Why? Because Adams didn't just write stories, he questioned the reality itself. Therefore, if you want to win in life, you must have a shaman on your council. Without one, you risk getting stuck in the way things are instead of seeing the way things could be. A shaman shatters the walls of your mind and opens paths you never knew existed. And this is the last advisor, the one that most people fear. The one who doesn't comfort, who doesn't praise, and doesn't hesitate to tear apart everything you think you know. This is the challenger. The challenger is the one who will stand in front of you and say, "Prove it." They don't just accept your ideas or decisions at face value. They question them, attack them, and force you to defend them with logic rather than emotions. If your thinking is weak, they will crush it. If your beliefs are fragile, they will shatter them. But if you survive their challenge, you can come out stronger, sharper, and far less likely to make foolish mistakes. Look at L from Death Note. He is the ultimate challenger to Light Yagami. While everyone else is blinded by emotions and assumptions, L calmly and systematically picks apart Light's every move. He doesn't argue based on feelings, he argues based on logic, evidence, and analysis. And because of this, Light, who is used to be the smartest person in the room, is forced to level up. If not for L, Light's plan would have been far more easier to execute. L is the kind of person every king needs, the one who won't hesitate to look you in the eye and say, "You might be wrong." But in real life, where do we find such people? The truth is they are very rare. Most people avoid conflict, and even those who enjoy debate often argue with emotions rather than reason. However, you can find them if you look in the right places. Intellectuals like Jordan Peterson are real-world challengers. Whether you agree with them or not, they don't just accept ideas. They question them, challenge them, and force others to think critically. And even if you don't meet such people in real life, you can still engage with their ideas through debates, books, and lectures. Therefore, if you want to win in life, you must have a challenger in your council. He's the one who makes sure you don't fool yourself. Most people are afraid of being challenged, but a king who fears debate is a king who will eventually lose his throne. In the end, winning in life isn't just about how smart or hardworking you are, it's about who you surround yourself with. A king without the right advisors is destined to fail, but a king with a powerful council, he makes good decisions, avoids mistakes, and stays ahead of everyone else. Now the question is, do you have these advisors in your life? If not, then start looking up. They are out there waiting to guide and help you level up. Because at the end of the day, the people around you will either make you a king or keep you as a pawn. The choice is yours. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.